Browns 0-8 at home. Just sad.
I haven't heard you this down since Dr. Brown got fired. It's a game that we were in, and it's a game that we just don't finish.
I don't want to watch anymore.
Why? Why does that happen? I'm so sick of watching those plays.
0-16.
I definitely do not want to watch it all 22.
That's up and down to me. That looks like dysfunction. Welcome back, Survivors. Episode 50, Season 3. The season is wrapped. Live from the Baywater Studios in Tampa, Florida. This is your host, Adam, and Greg is here.
Yo.
What is up?
Tough game to go out on there, huh?
This is a great game to go out on.
Yeah, but I mean, to come away with a loss after they fought so hard to even get back in that game. Because going in at halftime, it looked like we didn't have a chance in hell.
Did not look good. No, it did not. Fun game. I heard Heinz Field. The players stayed on the field, watched the game on the big screen. All the fans stayed in the stadium, cheering, "Let's go Browns! Let's go Browns!"
I don't even know how I'm supposed to feel about that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, the players were on the field the entire time.
Well, I'm happy that they're staying home. I wish there was a way that both teams had to stay home. They're like, neither one of you deserve to go, but
no, you would rather allow a team to get in on a loss, you know, like you lost, but you still got in. You accidentally beat a terrible Cincinnati team, and you barely beat them.
Oh, how does Pittsburgh barely beat? Yeah, like come on, Cincinnati's terrible. Yeah. Doesn't make sense. But, I mean, what a game, though, today. It just – Baker, he had his ups and downs. The offense was good. The defense was terrible. It was piss poor. Couldn't stop the run to save their lives today. It was hard to watch that defense today.
When you know the run is coming, it's frustrating to not stop the run.
They averaged 6.3 yards per carry.
And you know they're going to run the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
296 yards on 47 carries the Ravens had today. Yeah, and they knew it. They were going to come right at us. It was Edwards when they wanted to run right down our throats. It was Jackson, 20 carries, 90 yards. I don't know how long your career is going to be as an NFL quarterback when you're running 20 times for 90 yards.
I'll tell you right now, the disaster of the 2018 NFL draft for the AFC North is the Ravens taking Lamar Jackson. If you went and looked at this division right now with Ben Roethlisberger 8-7-1 or whatever, Flacco was shit the entire season, garbage. Nobody's scared of Flacco, and Dalton in Cincinnati. None of those teams have a quarterback. Lamar Jackson's taken like 30th. The Ravens trade up and take him, shove him into the season. Harbaugh was about ready to get fired. He was on the hot seat. Lamar Jackson went 6-1, bitches. Cleveland's favored for this division next year? I don't know, dude.
Well, I mean, the Ravens defense is just so good. I mean, the Ravens defense is one of the best in the game right now.
They were the best when Flacco was a quarterback.
Yeah, we beat them, and they still won a lot of games with Flacco.
We beat them 12-9.
Right. But I mean,
now you got to put up 27, and you got 24.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, wouldn't you rather, if you're going to have to defend anything, would you rather defend a running team, or you're going to defend a team that can throw at will?
That's what's so frustrating about it.
Yeah,
the run game in the NFL is just it's not a thing. Like, nobody's worried about it. Nobody drafts for it. Nobody schemes for it. You're scheming for Flacco. You're scheming for Roethlisberger. You're scheming for Dalton. And Lamar Jackson going 30th or 31st or whatever the hell he was to the Ravens was unfortunate for the Browns.
I mean, it's not like they were always going to stick with Flacco forever anyway. So, look, I get it. He had 20 carries for 90 yards. Like I said, though, how long is his career going to last when you're running the ball 20 times and you're 200 pounds? Like, I don't think he threw some decent passes today. Guys are wide open on play designs, but there's also like passes where they're just horrendous. I mean, terrible pass. He needs to improve big time. I mean, I expect him to get a lot better. He's a young guy. But if you're saying, would you even think for 1 second about taking Lamar Jackson over Baker Mayfield? It's not even close. Now, put Baker on that team with that defense. They probably have 40 points.
Yeah, ridiculous. It would be so fun in Baltimore.
Yeah, I would take our situation any day of the week over Baltimore situation.
Yeah, more me too, probably. I mean, we're a little bit behind them, but they didn't even have to rebuild. They just switched quarterback and went, okay, let's win some games. All those dudes are young. Dixon, Edwards, Mark Andrews, 4 catches, 54 yards. Hayden Hurst, rookie. Crabtree's not that old.
Crabtree's old, but
who cares about their wide receivers? They don't even need them.
They're old on defense, though.
Mosley's 26?
Okay, but Terrell Suggs, Weddle.
Suggs is getting up there. Suggs didn't really do that much today, right?
I don't know what he had. I'll look real quick just to.
I got him for 2 tackles.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, what they have for did they have 0 sacks again? They had 0 sacks. But they did have the 1 sack that it was called back on a hold or something.
Terrible hold, but we'll take it.
God, how many? We've given up 2 sacks in 6 games or something. It doesn't even make sense. We're running Greg Robinson out there.
They were bringing the house. They were bringing the house a lot too.
That just shows how much it is. It's about your quarterback making quick decisions.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Mayfield 23 of 42, 376 yards, 3 touchdowns, set the fucking NFL rookie touchdown record of all time.
What did he end up with interceptions on the season? Because he had 3 today. What did he have? 10 coming in?
13 or 14, yeah.
All right. Remember I was saying at the beginning of the year, 12 when he went in. I was like, I expect him to have about 12, maybe 20. A
lot of those are tipped and stuff, tip passes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that happens, but he also, I wouldn't say, he would probably say, hey, he would like to have a couple of those throws back today. But, man, I mean, some of the throws and the catches, I mean, Bashard Perryman, good Lord.
Yeah.
Callaway had a fantastic day. Landry made some terrific catches. Njoku made a couple terrific catches. The wide receiver and the tight end, they came alive today. They had, Rashard Higgins, 4 catches for 86 yards. I mean, it was the long plays today that really.
A lot of long plays.
A lot of long plays. And for the Baltimore, too. I mean, they had how many runs of over 20 yards? We were getting gashed. At one point, it seemed like this game was going to be 40-40.
Yeah. It was after coming out of that 12-9 OT game from earlier this season. It was a complete different thing.
Yeah. I mean, on the other half, they ran the ball right down our throats. We couldn't do anything running the ball. And in fact, some of the, there was times where it was what are we even doing handing the ball off anymore because we're losing 3 yards every single time we do. And then we're running screens that weren't working, getting blown up.
Yeah.
And that pass where it's all right, we're going to snap the ball and then we're just going to throw it right out to the running back in the flats without even looking downfield.
Yeah.
Scrap that from the playbook forever. All the NFL teams, I do not understand why they ever run that play. There's no point in not looking downfield at your receivers and going, we're just going to throw a swing pass. That is what you look downfield at the coverage and see if you can find somebody downfield. And then you come to the swing pass when everything else is covered. You never go, we're going to throw the ball sideways for no apparent reason besides, it just seems like something, good to do. So that's the one play that Freddie Kitchens that I just absolutely hated today that they ran. But it's a play that a lot of NFL teams run. I just do not understand why they run it. It's a dumb play. It barely ever works.
Yeah. We didn't do anything on screen passes today, which is
no.
We had trouble with screen passes early when Mayfield came in and took over the starting role. But it kind of cleaned up as you went along. Maybe that's defense oriented, where the Ravens are, trying to play them. But it wasn't executed super well. Just a lot of good things to go into training camp with right now.
Yes. There's so many, like, there's so there, like the pillars are there, right? We talk about it. Foundation is set, and now we're just filling in those holes. We're laying down the carpet, we're buying the drapes, like that kind of stuff. We're making the house look beautiful at this point. The foundation's been set. We've got everything up. We're good to go. You can move in. Actually, this is move in. This team is move in ready. And now you just have to get a couple decorations around it and spruce it up, and you got yourself a Super Bowl house. This thing is built. Like it's so close. And I mean, there's things, we need a defensive lineman, we need linebacker, we need another corner. I mean, not having Ward in there really hurts. We need. The wide receivers were fantastic today, but I mean, you can't tell me that you can't find another playmaker out there. Same thing. What are you going to do with tackle? It's Greg Robinson's playing good. Does that just mean, okay, well, there's no point in trying to improve? Of course you have to try to improve, right? So you gotta go out there. Maybe Greg Robinson wins the job, but you have to bring in somebody to actually make him earn that job next year.
Yeah, I agree. You
can't just give nobody here comes back and just automatically gets their job. It's where you show up next spring, everybody's going to come in, or next summer, and you're going to have to work for that job. Hopefully you work your ass off in the off season. This is this kind of thing. You lose by 2 points. Maybe the team goes, okay, well, I hated losing the season, like ending the season on a loss like that, hopefully that's something that will drive them through the off season. We're one play away. A lot of plays could have been made today.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean, we don't talk about it much here, but kickers. I mean, if you had the kicker that the Ravens had, we've got like 4 more wins.
So now this wasn't Al Davis, the Raiders drafted first round Sebastian Janikowski.
Come on.
Are you sure? I mean, what if the guy's out there? What if the next Sebastian Janikowski's out there? What round are we taking him in?
Yeah. Everyone, he's being sarcastic. Don't take him serious.
You know what? No, from now on, every time, I mean, that's going to be the number one question. What do you think the Browns should draft with their first pick? Kicker. That's what I'm saying for now on, every single time.
I mean, when it comes to wins and losses, I mean, come on. If we made some kicks, we have more wins.
Are you telling me you can't find some guy just sitting at home right now? Like, there has to be a kicker that has kicked in the league a long time that's sitting at home without a job that can come in for a year or two. If you can't find a guy that's better than Greg Joseph. I mean, Greg Joseph, he had a nice little streak going there, but I mean, he's too inconsistent.
But he always misses a field goal or he misses an extra point where we got to panic. The missed extra point last week, it didn't come into play, but it could have.
Oh, it almost seems like it always does, though. And when we miss a field goal, we lose by 2 points every time. Yeah. It's Brownsy. It always ends up being Brownsy for us that way.
Yeah.
I wish I had all the season totals for these guys all put together because I know Nick Chubb just missed out on 1,000 yards. I believe Landry got his 1,000 yards.
Nick Chubb missed out on he had 1,000 yards and then took a loss and lost.
No, that's
yards.
What happened.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
Yeah.
He must be the sickest man in America. I mean, who cares? So what's he at? Like 999 or something?
996. He lost. He was at 1,001. Lost 5 yards on that fucking play.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Landry, does he have 1,000?
He had 102 yards today. I thought he might have been at like 860 or 870, or I can't remember. I thought he was right around 900.
Okay, so he's close. Yeah, another 9 targets, 5 receptions, 102 yards, and a score. He took one off the face mask.
Oh, yeah, he should have about 170. He should have about 170.
No, that was a 98-yard touchdown or whatever it was. Wasn't it? Weren't they on the 2 when he took that one off the face mask?
I don't know. A defensive lineman would have caught him at the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
He would have ran him down. Yeah. So, I mean, good season all around. I'm talking. Did you expect? I mean, we have 3 receivers that are also right around 500, if not over 500 yards, with Higgins, Callaway, and Njoku.
Yeah.
If Perryman was here longer, I mean, what he's been able to do. He only has 4 targets today, but it's 3 catches, 45 yards, and they're all big catch. Like he's making catches on the sidelines, like, tough catches that you want. You don't really expect that. Like you expect him to be the guy that just runs the 9 route, and he's going to run. You're on a go every single time. But he's been catching a lot of those sideline routes and whatnot like that. Callaway was even good on returns today.
Yeah.
Punt return, kickoff return. I think we're going to be seeing more of that. That's for sure. Right.
And he's just a kid too. Like,
the whole team. Yeah. Our whole team is just kids.
Yeah. We got a lot of things to go into next year. I'm sure you have sort of a game breakdown. Do you want to run through it?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't even finish the second half because I was so upset, but let's get into it real quick. So we received the opening kickoff at the Baltimore, and we drove to the Baltimore 42, and that's when Mayfield threw that first interception.
Yeah, got tipped.
Yep, and they were kind of ran it early, so it was Chubb for 5, Chubb for 13, and Perryman had a 5 on a reverse. And still, do you think it was the tip that caused that interception? It probably just is more inside and gets in, and the best he can do is bat it down.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was going to be a contested catch either way, but the tip didn't help.
Yeah, because it almost looked like he probably shouldn't have thrown it. He was sort of. I'm not sure if he could have even seen him. Mm-hmm. Like he was almost throwing to an area rather than. Like he was getting worried about the pressure and just trying to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Is what it seemed to me. So the Ravens then took over at the 39. They drove down to the Cleveland 20. They kicked a 38-yard field goal to make it 3-0. Lamar Jackson picked up a first on 4th down and 1, if you recall.
Yeah.
To keep that drive alive. Also, Mark Andrews had a 20-yard reception on that drive. And then, so we were down 3-0. We get the ball back starting at our 25. It's 3rd down and 6 when Baker hits Callaway with that 38-yard catch on the sidelines, from what I recall, right? Yep. That was the one where...
That was awesome catch.
Yep. 2 plays later, broken coverage by the Ravens leads to 28-yard touchdown by Bouchard Perryman. Made it 7-3 Cleveland. And it almost looked like the second one that they scored with Landry was close to the same kind of play and coverage.
Yeah.
Both of them were seam routes, and I want to go back and see one, if it's not the corner's responsibility, that's maybe he's letting him go and expecting the safety to be over the top. Well, in both of those plays, the safety ran to the middle of the field, from what I recall.
Yeah, I think they're trying to pick on a rookie quarterback a lot of times. They're like, the rookie's going to take the tight end over the middle, and we're going to jump that route. And
right. It seemed like they had their mind made up, and then the coverage was blown on both of those. Where it's just they lost responsibility. They lost their coverage there of who they had and what they were supposed to do. But that's what it looked like to me. I want to go back and see that one again, though. So it was 7-3 at that point. We went up. Baltimore answered on the next possession. Jackson had a 24-yard run on 2nd down and 3, and then on 3rd down and 4 from the Cleveland 25, he just ran it right up the middle for a touchdown. And a lot of those, like the holes are ginormous. The tackling, piss poor by the Browns. I think if there's anything that you want to be pissed off at the Browns for today, it's just the terrible tackling. And actually, the season, we were a bad tackling team.
Yeah.
We are a bad tackling team. I mean, Schobert has 13 tackles on the day, according to ESPN.
Holy shit. How many?
He probably has 18 if he makes all the tackles that he should have.
Yeah. Yeah.
He missed a bunch. Randall missed a bunch. I don't have missed tackles down here, but
right.
Oh God, when that comes out, there's going to be a bunch. I bet you they have 20 missed tackles on the day.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Somebody on Twitter tried telling me Schobert, I mentioned Schobert joking around. He should take up jiu-jitsu or wrestling. This is last week, and work on his takedowns. Like I'm just, right? See, you know what the problem with Twitter is? They need to have, like, when you say something sarcastic, there should be like a different font that you type it in or something,
right?
Yeah. So, and then somebody's like, what are you talking about? Yeah. He's a great tackler.
He's not a great tackler.
Great. He's not even a good tackler. What are you talking about?
He went to the Pro Bowl.
Look up the stats. The guy's missed a ton of tackles, man. It's not even, you can't even argue that.
Yeah.
Like, he's a bad, he's great in coverage. He's a terrible tackler. He's been bad all year. He's been bad since he's been here as a tackler. Like, he needs to improve on that.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. That made it 10-7 Baltimore. Browns go 3-and-out. Baltimore takes over at the Cleveland 23. Runs by Dixon of 15 and 20 yards. And then Edwards for 24 and 3 take the Ravens down to first down and goal from the Cleveland 8. And this is when Jackson runs it in again for another touchdown.
So easy.
Yep, 17-7. And then we get the ball back, but we punt again. Baltimore then kicks a field goal, 35-yard field goal on their next possession, make it 20-7. It was a roughing the passer called on Ogunjobi on second down and 10 on the Baltimore 20.
Oh, fuck that call. God, I hate that call.
Touched his helmet.
God,
you can't touch his helmet.
Annoying.
The hand was near his face. You could poke his eye. You can't have that.
Right, and then Dixon goes for 37 on the next play. It's just so frustrating. Yep. It's like, dude, I get it. We all know what roughing the quarterback is. That wasn't roughing the quarterback. He's not hurt. It didn't affect him. Like, just pick the ones that affect the quarterback.
Do you want mindless people, like with brain injuries, running around in public? Because that's what's going to happen if you're going to allow these players to touch another man's helmet.
I mean, I don't know if I care that much. It's football.
You just want brain damaged human beings running around?
We let everyone else get hit in the helmet. Like, what?
Yeah, but this is a quarterback. Don't you know how important they are?
That's what I mean. Like, if you whack him in the head, or
you only have to touch him.
Yeah, I mean, it was the softest hit ever. And then sometimes it's like if your defensive line gets to the quarterback and they get a sack, I'm just waiting for the flag now. I'm like, oh, it's a sack, but where's the flag?
Let's just say this.
Sometimes I don't even want to get to the quarterback.
Do you think there's more brain trauma if I came through and I just clubbed you over the head, or if I came if I banged you on the head, but not real hard, but hard enough where, like, you know, when they're like celebrating and all the guys are hitting them on the head, which
yeah, right.
Right. Or if you come through 100 miles an hour and the guy, and you hit him right in the body and his head snaps back and his head, you know, and he goes back, he hits his head on the turf. Which one's causing more brain damage? That's not a penalty, but if you come by and you tap him on the helmet, it's a brain injury that you're causing. And we have to give him 15 yards. It doesn't make sense to me. It's quit babying the quarterbacks already. It's enough.
Yeah. They got another field goal on that possession, made it 20-7 Ravens.
Yeah.
It wasn't looking great for the Browns at that point.
What's that?
It wasn't looking great for the Browns at that point.
Yeah. Was not. And this is where I was kind of thinking it was over. I thought I have it 23-7 with 6:11 in the second quarter. I don't know if that's right, but
yeah. Well, Baker threw another pick after the.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. 3rd down and 12.
Yeah,
is when Baker threw that pick. And then we give it right back to them. And I don't know how much time they had there, but they drove right down.
4 minutes.
They get to 3rd goal and 1. 3rd and goal from the 1. That's when Jackson is ruled ATD. They call it a touchdown. They don't blow the play, or they blow the play dead. Peppers picks up the ball when it's knocked out of his hands and starts running down the field, but it's blown dead. They said it's a touchdown, and then they go and review it, and then they see it's actually a fumble. He didn't get there, but sorry, we already blew the play dead.
Yeah, just stop blowing the whistle. Don't blow the whistle. If the ball comes out, don't blow the whistle. It's
How many
easy.
times have we've been jobbed this year by the refs?
I don't know. It seems like none of those calls go ever in our favor. Just don't blow the whistle. We can review that shit after the play. So if the quarterback jumps over and reaches the ball over, and nothing happens, and he just pulls it back, call it a touchdown. Fuck it. We'll figure it out after. But if the ball comes loose Don't run down the end zone line or whatever, with your arms in the air, blowing the whistle. Like, dude, the ball's loose. Let the thing play out. Let Peppers pick it up, return it for a touchdown, and then we can review the play. We can figure out exactly what happened. The officials, really, we don't even need them. We can do all this shit by robots and cameras.
Don't you wonder,
they're consistently useless.
Eventually, it's going to be there. And, like, it's like in baseball, like, why do you still have an umpire, but you have all these machines that show you exactly where the ball went over the plate and if it's a strike or not?
Yeah.
You can do the same thing in tennis.
Yes.
Did it touch the line? Let's go look at the machine. The machine says it didn't touch the line. We overrule the human judge.
Right, because the human judge is garbage.
There's no point in having humans do any of this at this point.
With our stupid monkey brains out there trying to, like, pick up a dude that's like shoving the ball over the end zone, and it's like going to be like this close, and then a human's going to run out there with their stupid. We're just idiots, and he's going to be like, "Oh, he was in. I saw it." No, you didn't. No, because when we review it, you guys are consistently wrong.
Yep. Robots can't be swayed by the crowd thinking that they're going to have bottles thrown at them after the game because they made a bad call or they're going to get disowned.
Right,
you can't disown a robot. They don't give a shit. They don't have friends. Put a chip in the ball.
Frustrating.
And I mean, how hard is this? You know exactly where to spot it. Come on.
Right. Just put you can put a cell phone in the middle of the ball, and the cell phone GPS could tell you, like, from inches where you're at.
That's what you're telling me that I can put a GPS and play golf. I can use a GPS for golf. We can't figure it out for football. Right. Give me a break.
I'm 147 yards or I'm 147.5 yards.
Yeah. And then you can monitor
will tell
how
you
much air's in the ball. So you don't have to worry about Tom Brady taking a few PSI out. Like, come on.
It's so ridiculous.
Jesus. What are we doing, NFL?
Yeah, so we got jobbed on that one. But it did become a fumble. At least we got the ball back, and then we swiftly went 3 and out after Landry took the one off the face mask.
That's what after Landry did take the one off the face mask. Yep. But it turned around. Baltimore punted after that, and we started at the 6-yard line. Callaway for 21. Higgins, how much was Higgins hit for there?
39.
39?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Because they didn't say it, and so I never figured it out.
Well, Mayfield just ran around and then threw it to the middle of the field. It was like the Baltimore secondary kind of gave up when you saw the replay, and Higgins just sort of runs to the middle of the field.
The safety there was sort of like he was tired. Like, I've been running too long. Most plays are only like 5 seconds. I've been running for 8. I have to take a break.
Yeah, I didn't expect this. Higgins catches
to run for 10 seconds out here.
Down to the Baltimore 33. Baltimore jumps off sides. 4 seconds remaining. Let's try a 46-yard field goal to make this 20-10.
No good.
And not a fucking chance he was going to make that.
Yep. No good. So we go into halftime. At that point, what was the score there?
20-7.
20-7, and it didn't feel good. But then we came out in the second half and get a quick stop right away, which was nice.
Yeah, I had Baltimore 2 out of 7 on third downs in the first half, and the Browns
can't turn the ball over. What was the turnover battle? 6. What did they have for turnovers?
That fumble, and that was it. And Baker threw 3 picks.
So we lost 3-1. If you're going to lose, I mean, you lose a turnover battle, typically you lose the game. That's what happens here again.
Yeah, and we also got possession was almost like 40-20. Yeah, that's
not good. Well, yeah, they pound the ball.
Yeah.
And the Browns were even going a little bit of tempo at times, where they're getting in and out of the not even huddling, like getting up there quickly and snapping the ball, and I like that.
Yeah,
I bet you we see a lot of that next year.
Yeah, the 3 and outs don't help, but
no, not at all.
Yeah. We can.
So anyways, they on their opening, they got the ball in the second half, and then they ended up punting. And then on the very first play after the punt from the Baltimore 48, Landry goes 48 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah. How about that fake? where he actually threw it in the air.
Oh, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, first of all, Callaway, nice run back to get it to the Baltimore 48.
Yes.
On the punt, yeah. I don't know what the punt return was, 30
yards. 37. Yeah, 37 yards.
Right up the sideline, made a little move, yeah. And then Landry scores. Mayfield ties the record for touchdowns by a rookie on that.
Yep, and that again, that Landry play was pretty similar to the Perryman play. I want to go back and see exactly like what the difference were, but it almost seemed like the same coverage and everything, how they sort of made the same decision defensively.
Yeah, 14-20. Greg did make.
And we were feeling good at this point.
I was excited. We're going to get back in the game. I knew at that point it's going to be a game. Like we're going to be all right. Like I think we can move the ball.
Yep. But again, they had no problem. I mean, they worked the ball down the field. I don't know how many plays this was, but I remember this one was like a 12-play drive or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. About 12, 11 plays. Yeah. Collins had the sack on 3rd and 9.
12 plays, 49 yards. Yeesh. That's how you drive up that clock in your favor. 12 plays, 49 yards, and then they settled for a 44-yard field goal, which Tucker just does not miss.
23-14.
And we go 3 and out.
3 and out, punt it away. They go 3 and out, punt it away. That was when they got the offensive pass interference. The one where Schneed.
Oh, yeah. Crabtree.
Call.
Huh?
Terrible call, by the way.
Terrible call. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. They got jobbed. So they knew that we had got jobbed earlier in the game. They felt like they better wait. Yeah, they better pay us back a little bit.
Yeah.
So so then after that they punted, and then this is the drive. We actually go 9 plays, 60 yards, and settle for a field goal. It was 1st down and 10 when Njoku's hit for that 42-yarder.
Yeah, play action. That was awesome. And Njoku had to adjust to the ball.
Yeah.
Made a great play.
Yep, made a great play. Nice run. He had another one where I think it was on the next possession the Browns got it, where he made a guy miss. You can just see his athleticism, man. Like, keep working with this kid. Like, there's, you know what I mean? The talent is endless with this guy. If you can keep it, even on the touchdown or the throw in the end zone to him, it's like they don't challenge it. We'll get there, but it's close to being a touchdown.
Yeah,
it's really close.
On that drive too, we had a 3rd and 8. He hit Higgins for 12. He hit Higgins for about a 4-yard pass. Sometimes in the NFL, that's what you got to do. You got to get it to a guy that's 1-on-1 and let him break one tackle.
Yep.
You know, it happens so often against us that you're just like, fuck. Sometimes you don't have to get it to the sticks. You can be short of the sticks. Just get it to somebody that can break a tackle. And Higgins made a nice play there on 3rd and 8. That ended the 3rd quarter. That was where the sack was with the defensive holding.
Yep.
That ended the 3rd quarter. And then on the next 3rd and 8, we were on the Baltimore 17. Shit, I didn't write down what happened on that play, but it was incomplete.
Incomplete to Njoku was that one. So then we hit the 35-yard field goal at that moment.
Yeah.
And that made it
23-17.
And so then Baltimore gets the ball back, and then they have another long. I mean, they just strung together. Like, how many plays did they run compared to us?
73-56.
73 plays. No wonder our player. It seemed like we were running players off the field, injury quite a bit there. The defensive players, like they were dropping out of there like flies at later in the game, getting tired for sure. So 12 plays, 78 yards. They drive down, and they ended up hitting a 23-yard Justin Tucker field goal on that one.
Yeah, terrible. Dixon on 3rd and 4 got 3 yards, and they gave him a 1st down. And Greg did not challenge that. Terrible spot. Again, humans cannot spot the ball properly. Never. We can go ahead and assume 99% of spots are wrong. Like they're never going to be exactly right.
Let's not even talk about when the ball's punted and they just randomly pick a spot somewhere on the football field to say, it looks like it went out of bounds over there.
Yeah.
GPS and the ball will fix that immediately.
Yeah, they give them a first down, and then that made it to the Cleveland 41. A 5-yard run, Edwards for 12, down to the Cleveland 24. They get first and goal, and then luckily we held there.
Yep. A lot of Ray Armstrong today out there.
Yeah, so they took a lot of snaps.
Played a lot more. I'm sorry, what was that?
He took a lot of snaps today.
Yeah, they played a lot more 3 linebackers because obviously we're trying to stop the run.
Right.
Probably could have used Danny Shelton in this one.
So that field goal made it 26-17. Browns are getting the ball back with 7:20 to go. You're down 9 in the fourth quarter. You got to put something together somewhat quick.
Yeah. And they came right out and hit Njoku for 13 and then negative 5-yard run on the next first down with Nick Chubb set us back.
Yeah, that's where he lost his 1,000 yards too.
That was the run.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I didn't even realize that happened. Unbelievable. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. So then, we get to 3rd down and 8 after Njoku goes for 7, and then Landry with the 14-yard reception. Big time play there.
Yeah.
He had a couple really nice catches again today. That's the one thing he does, man. You throw it his way, he's typically gonna make a really good catch on it, even on balls that some guys just won't even have a chance to catch. So he did a good job of that once again.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Next play was to Higgins for 33.
Boom.
Take us down to the Baltimore 13. They did a little draw play to Duke. Browns have the ball. Baltimore 6, 2nd and goal, 4:14 remaining. I thought they were a little slow here.
It wasn't second. It was 2nd and 3 there. And when they hit Landry for the 5 yards first down, that set them up first down and goal.
2nd and 3? Oh.
Yeah. It was 2nd and 3. They actually got a first down after the Landry catch.
Right. Yeah. I was really hoping Landry got in there. That would have saved us a full minute.
Yeah, because it was 2 plays later. It went to Njoku, was incomplete, and then they ran that the slant with Callaway, and Callaway makes another tough catch. I really think Callaway just had a hell of a game. And you look at his stats, and they're not eye-popping or anything, but he just made a number of plays on the day that you look at it and you go, hey, you forget this guy's a rookie, but I think he's come a long way, man. Like, he's made some good strides over the season. I think the same thing with Njoku. I think you see a big difference from the inconsistent guy that he was at the beginning of the season to where he is now.
Yeah.
So just think, another offseason to keep working for these guys. These guys are going to be a staple of this offense going forward. You'll see. I mean, Antonio Callaway, if he can stay out of trouble, like that's been his one thing, have a good offseason, get in the best shape of your life, come back and light this league up. Like, he's got the ability to do it.
Yeah. One other note, the 1st and goal from the 1 or 2, whatever it was, the Browns did not challenge the catch.
Yeah, but call timeout.
Play clock runs down. Greg Williams takes a timeout. Is about the dumbest fucking thing you can do.
Do you think they told them, like, well, you can't challenge it now, it'll cost you another timeout? Is there some way that they go, you have the option to challenge this or call a timeout? Like,
I think once you call a timeout, then you don't have the option to challenge because they don't want you to go look at the replay for another commercial break.
Right. There was a couple. This is the one game where it stuck out. Like, Greg Williams made a couple bad moves.
Yes.
But he hasn't done that. But look, I'm not going to kill the guy for that. Like, coaches are going to do dumb things from time. It doesn't matter who you are. Bill Belichick does dumb things from time to time. You can't every single time a guy makes a mistake go, they need a new coach or whatever. People are way too reactive to this stuff. Like if it goes down, like, oh, this coach is the dumbest guy in history. It's like this is every single coach. There's no way not to, in the heat of the moment, not to make wrong decisions at sometimes.
I think you have to know the situation before the play. So if you're aware that, okay, if we throw it and there's a contested catch and then we don't challenge it, like I think you have to be aware, like 2 plays ahead of what you're thinking about. It's like on 2nd and 10 when you're in like, oh, we could go for it on 4th down. You have to know that on 2nd and 10. You don't want to know that on 3rd and 10. Change your play call on 2nd and 10 to figure out what you're going to do on 4th down. I think that's where the good coaches, they're chess players. They're 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. And then if you're going to call a timeout there, you already have to have it in your head that I don't need to use a timeout here. I can challenge this fucking play.
Yeah, but again, like you only have 30 seconds to.
It just separates. It separates the greats and it separates the regular people and the greats. That's
okay,
all.
but what I'm saying is, one, it was not a catch, anyways. It definitely wasn't a catch.
Okay.
Right, but
could have been.
So it wouldn't have mattered. Like, anyways,
it was called incomplete. They probably weren't. Yeah, it was.
There's no way they're overturning it. But yeah, I mean, he should have. If you're going to call a timeout, you might as well just challenge it at that point.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a mistake. But you have 30 seconds. Like what I'm saying is, all these coaches make mistakes like that from time to time. You have 30 seconds to decide of everything of what's going on. You might not even be thinking about it in that way. And then they get the play clock. They're not even thinking about challenging it because in their minds it's not worth challenging. And then the play clock starts running down. They're like, oh crap, we're going to run out of time, call timeout. So it's not like, whoa, let's challenge it at the last second and then throw the flag.
Yeah. I just think you have to, like, if you're like one of the greats, I think that one's in your back pocket.
But they don't. But they've proven, like I said, Bill Belichick's done stupid shit before. Like putting Rob Gronkowski. I mean, just happened 2 weeks ago. One of the dumbest things that you could have ever done. You threw Rob Gronkowski out there, like the dude from the Dolphins was going to throw the ball 80 yards in the air.
Right.
Like it's not going to happen. He's playing safety. You do dumb shit, but you can't. And this goes for like offensive coordinators. Like offensive coordinator will make a bad call. You'll go, that's a fucking terrible call. Of course they're going to make terrible calls. You're not going to have a perfect game plan all the time. There's going to be bad calls. What I'm saying is I think too often people just jump on a guy and then overreact to how bad it is. Like, yes, it was a bad decision, but at the same time, you can't just say this guy doesn't deserve to be a coach because he made this one single mistake. Like you're always going to make mistakes. You just want to learn from them. Okay, let's not make that again. If this comes up again, we learn from that going forward.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But that did cost us a timeout. We scored on the next play, 26-24. We're down 2. Baltimore's getting the ball back with 3:19 to go on their own 25. Cleveland has 2 timeouts.
Yeah, and they go 3 and out. If you recall, Lamar Jackson, Myles Garrett blows up Lamar Jackson. He tries to pitch it. I don't know who the outside pitch. I think it was Ray Armstrong. For a second there, he almost gave him the edge. I was about if he would have given the edge, they could have cut Ray Armstrong before they even got back to the plane on that one.
Dude, if that ball doesn't bounce right back to what was that, Dixon or Edwards? I think it was Dixon.
Yeah, it was Ty Montgomery.
Oh, okay. If the ball doesn't bounce right back to him, can you imagine the Browns picking the ball up right there with 3 minutes to go? Oh God.
Yeah. So, anyways, then they had to punt, and we take it from the Cleveland 26.
Real quick, would you have called timeout? Would you have called your third timeout there or nah? Because you used your second timeout after the Dixon run to make it 3rd and 5. And then they had the
that
fumble.
Was Montgomery that ran that one too, according to what I'm looking at. But yeah. So
if you called a timeout, it would have been about 2:30, but you would have 0 timeouts. After the fumble, before the punt.
I don't think it mattered. It probably doesn't matter. And I probably do call the timeout because I want to have control of as much of the clock as possible.
Exactly. So now I know I have 2:30 because the I'm going to throw the ball. They're going to punt. I'm going to throw the ball. The incomplete passes don't matter. I know sometimes you want to have one in your back pocket if you need to like run the field goal unit.
That's what I was going to say. That might be the one reason.
But there's 2:30 left. It wasn't like there was 45 seconds left.
Yeah, and you have control. Like you can spike it and whatnot. You have to. You have control of the clock. Plus, you still have the 2-minute warning. Also,
yeah, there was literally. I think it was 2:30 or 2. I would have used it again.
I can see the argument going either way there.
Yeah, we're nitpicking.
Yep.
I mean, I use it without like thinking about it right away, but I'm nitpicking what an NFL coach would do.
Yeah.
We get the ball back. So the 2-minute warning ran out before the punt, which means the punt takes 11 seconds. That play takes a while. Callaway fields it like at the 24, runs back to the 26. Browns have one timeout, 1:49 on the clock. Steelers, Heinz Field is going fucking crazy. I was excited at that point. I was like, this is what I want to see. I want to see Baker Mayfield, 1:49 on the clock, one timeout. We got 75 yards to go, or 50 yards to go to get an actual like field goal attempt that our kicker can make. But I wanted to see him close this season with a 2-minute drive. I was so fucking excited.
Especially when they wouldn't even let him do 1 2-minute drive in the preseason. And if you recall, Tyrod Taylor is a quarterback of this football team. This is where we started the season. Carlos Hyde is the running back of this football team. This is where we started the season. We've come a long way, my friend, in 17 weeks.
Yeah. Oh. But we were also like, why are we playing Hyde? Why aren't we playing? Like we were answering all the questions.
I went to one practice. One. I went to the very first practice of the year, and I was like, well, they're probably going to play Tyrod, but it's pretty clear Mayfield's a better quarterback. And you couldn't figure it out in mini camps, all the tape that he watched, all the practices, and 3 games. Hugh could not figure out that Baker was a better quarterback to play.
I don't know how that happens. We're just here. We're just here doing a podcast.
Now, when you talk about the difference between a great coach and a mediocre coach, like you make a good point there with the timeouts. But when you talk about a great coach compared to the NFL's worst coach of all times, the great coach or the mediocre coach can tell what players are actually good on his football team and which ones are better than the other guys. And then he plays those guys. If you're Hugh Jackson, you can't even figure that out. You're unsure of who the best players are that are being fielded at any given moment. You just don't know. You think you know, but you're always wrong. You need to go George Costanza. Whatever you do the opposite. Whatever you think, it's always the opposite. That's the only way that Hugh should go from this moment forward. Costanza this thing till the end of time.
So yeah, let's get into that. That's funny. Our own 26-25. Incomplete on first down. Perriman paints the sideline on second down for a 19-yard gain.
Sign this man, John Dorsey. Sign him.
Was he in bounds?
I don't even recall that one. Is that the first one or the second one?
They called it in bounds, and then
no, that was second down and 10. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah. They called it in bounds. We had to review it.
It was about as close as you could possibly be. Yeah. It looked to me, if I was to be non-biased and an honest fan of just football, I would say it was probably not a catch. But since I'm completely biased towards the Browns, it was absolutely a catch.
Agreed. And also it was called a catch on the field, which I also know that the officials can't.
Tough to overrule.
Officials can't figure. It's impossible to see, but okay. So we're on our own 45, 1:40 to go. Incomplete on first down. It was just a throwaway. Baltimore was bringing the house. 1:35 on second down. Landry for 16. I believe that was called incomplete.
Yes, it was initially called incomplete, but when they went back, you could see he got his hand underneath. They waste way too much time. If we had the cyborgs or robots out there like we want, they would have had that right from the jump.
Yeah, great call. Great call. So we're on the Baltimore 39 with tons of time left, by the way. Like, we didn't have to panic here. We still have one timeout, too. But we just couldn't complete a pass from that point.
Yep.
It was incomplete. And then the pick.
Well, on the one to David Njoku, first of all, you can see the defender has his hand in the back shoulder pads of Njoku and totally yanks on him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then not only that, if you look down at the bottom of the screen or the top of the screen, it matters what. I'm sorry, at the top of the screen of and Duke is going out on the pass. The linebacker or whoever is covering it, might have been a safety, just grabs him and wraps him up. How is it not a hold? It's terrible. Terrible. No, a robot would not have missed that call.
Yeah. A great play on the interception to end that one by Mosley.
Yeah, it was tipped.
Yeah.
CJ Mosley.
Tipped it to himself, yeah.
Yeah, he might have he earned his Pro Bowl status today because he finally got a pick.
Yeah, they brought the house again. Mosley just stepped back a little bit, few steps, tipped it to himself, picked it off. Game over. 26-24. Heartbreak in Cleveland. Heartbreak in Pittsburgh. Fuck Pittsburgh people, by the way. We don't care. Oh, you guys missed the playoffs? Good.
Wah.
Yeah. Fuck yourselves.
Get used to it. Because it's going to be coming. A long time. You have many years of sadness.
They ain't beating Baltimore either.
Did you hear they're taking all the jobs from the Factory of Sadness out of Cleveland and moving them to Pittsburgh? Downsizing around here.
It's going to be tough.
Moving out.
Yeah.
Moving out. See ya.
So Mosley's a free agent. Like, can we throw some money his way?
They're re-signing him for sure.
Why didn't they re-sign him yet?
I think they need to get another linebacker, obviously. But yeah, now that the season's over, man, I mean, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that has been listening to the show for the year. I hope everybody's had fun with this Brown seasons. We've dealt with a lot of pain, a lot of misery. I think this was pretty exciting. Our final record was 7-8-1.
7-8-1.
So we don't have a winning record.
Winning record inside the division.
We feel like winners today.
Yeah.
We're going to leave this season feeling like winners for once.
The Browns have this is a big offseason too. We have a coaching search. Mary Kay Cabot came out and said that Greg Williams, Greg, is not a candidate for the head coaching position. Where are you with that?
That would tell me, okay, one, if they interviewed him already, like, I guess maybe that's what they've been doing. I'm sure they've probably been interviewing people, but if they're already ruling people out, then it probably means that they've already made their decision. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure even why that got released. We're not super stoked here on the local state media, but she said that's a done deal. Greg Williams is out as a candidate for the coaching staff.
I'm more concerned about keeping Freddie Kitchens than I am Greg Williams. But if you're bringing in, let's just say, Lincoln Riley, right? You're not keeping Freddie Kitchens. And I think people are going to be okay with that. Like, you're bringing in a big offensive mind or something like that. Now, if you're, we just don't know what direction they're possibly going in. Are they bringing in Bruce Arians or, I don't know. Like, we have no idea. But if they're already ruling people out and saying, well, it's not going to be Greg Williams, then that kind of tells me like they've already made up their mind. That's what it would tell me.
They could have just been like, well, he's out.
But why would they say that before his last game is even over?
Yeah, I know, right?
It just doesn't make sense. Unless they went to him and said, hey, we're going to hire, maybe he's going to stay on as defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the only chance that Greg Williams has to stick around is if they would hire someone like Arians, who would try to keep
Right, that's
Kitchens. Yeah. If they go outside, no head coach that's coming in is going to want to keep the coordinators here. I, for one, I want to put it on record. I'm not worried at all if you don't keep Kitchens. If Kitchens is head coach, cool. But I also don't want that to happen either. Like, if he's the offensive coordinator, I'm good with it. I don't want to put like tons of shit on that dude's plate. But secondly, if Kitchens is gone, I have no problem that whoever comes in Baker Mayfield can work with.
Oh, yeah, that's exact. Okay, I know that what we've seen here with Freddie Kitchen and Baker has been fantastic, and everybody's really happy with it. But I second your point. Like, he's going to make a lot of coaches look really good because
True.
You just have to be a good coach. Like, if you're a good coach and you come in with a good game plan, you come in with good ideas of how do you want to run your offense, good ideas how you want to run your defense. You have players here that can execute. That's what you want. Freddie Kitchen talked about it every single week. He's like, why does the offense work? Because the players are executing. Yeah. That's why. There's nothing more to it than that. He's like, I don't have any magic tricks. Like, obviously, a lot of the things that he's doing, working in certain wrinkles and he's playing off of what the defense is giving him. That's what you want to find. You don't want a guy just come in who's going to run his stuff and not worry about what the defense is running. You want a guy to come in, looks at the defense and exploit what they do. Okay, when we give you this look, you're going to play this coverage. And since we know you're going to play that coverage, we're actually going to run this to counter that. That's all the good coaches do. That's all the good coaches do. And it's like playing chess. And that's what Freddie Kitchens is doing. There's a million coaches out there that can do it. You just got to get the right one. I mean, so people are going to be very upset if Freddie Kitchens isn't here. I guarantee that. People are not going to like it. People really like Freddie Kitchens. It's because it's the first time in a long time we've seen offense that actually looks like what the rest of the league is actually playing. That's Agreed. Fun to watch, but it doesn't mean you can't get that from a lot of offensive minds. You can. Like, if another name that kind of got thrown out there is Adam Gase if he leaves Miami. You're telling me you're going to be worrying about what Adam Gase isn't going to be able to run a good offense in Cleveland? He's running a good offense with frickin' Brock Osweiler this year and Tannehill. He's going to find ways to get guys in open space, and you're going to be able to move the ball as long as you have Baker Mayfield in there running that.
Right. If we brought in a dude like Gase, nobody's going like, oh, we could do this with Kitchens. Like, it's going to be a different thing. I think
it's going to be Adam Gase's offense at that moment. Yeah. But let's just say they bring in a defensive-minded guy, okay, and they want to keep Kitchens. What if they have? I haven't heard any of these rumors, but this guy keeps saying Kirby Smart, right? He's a great defensive mind. He can come right in here, and you keep Kitchens, and he just runs the defense. Kitchens runs the offense. If they don't like Greg Williams for whatever reason. The reason why I just don't think John Dorsey has his pick of the litter right here. Do you think he's going to really want to stick with what was given to him?
Exactly. We can, who doesn't want to come here to Cleveland right now?
Yeah.
You have a prime opportunity with a second-year quarterback, a bunch of young receivers, a goddamn bankload of money.
Yeah. All the money. I mean, we've got Pablo Escobar's.
You're not getting a dude that wants to come in and also run the front office, but you can get a coach in here that either wants to break into the NFL or. I just think, look, every year we do this at the end of the year. There's 10 coaches that are like, they're on the hot seat or they suck. Yeah. What? And then all these people get fired and then they just go to different teams and they get rehired and they suck at the other teams.
Yeah.
If you have fucking talent, on your team, you're going to win games. Lombardi said one of the most hilarious things I thought on a podcast. Thank you, Ben Abullah, for following. We're live on Twitch, by the way, twitch.tv/STS podcast. Lombardi said, what's the name of the GM down in Miami right now that used to work for the Jets?
Tannenbaum.
No. Oh, yeah. Tannenbaum. He's responsible for the New England
for New England
dynasty because he was so shitty in New York as with the Jets that he never drafted anybody good. So the Jets have sucked for how many years? And then he goes down to Miami. He does nothing down there. They're garbage for how many years? Mm-hmm. And New England just keeps winning games every year. They got a 500-year-old quarterback. So what was my point to this?
That you have to have good players to win. I agree.
Good players to win.
Yeah, but not only that, I mean, at the same time, you need to have good coaches too. And what I think is the most important at that head coach position, finding the best leader possible. And you find the best head coach leader possible. They will be able to attract talent offensively and defensive coaches to come in that want to coach, want to learn under them, and they're going to do a fantastic job. They're not, and demand the guys that demand excellence, There's plenty of these people out here. I read on Twitter, it's like, well, there's no coaching candidates left. There's endless amounts of coaches out there that can figure out a way to do a really good job with this team. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You need somebody that just comes in and knows X's and O's, knows how to, how to be a good leader and how to attract, and knows how to evaluate talent. And can tell that Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback than Tyrod Taylor. That's the kind of thing you need here. You're not coming in and turning NFL football into this whole new style of football. Just, you don't have to reinvent the thing. Just come in, do what you're supposed to do. Lead this team to a championship. We can be there next year. I'm telling you, if we fix these pieces, we get the right coach. This is a team that is going to be able to compete in the playoffs and compete for an NFL title next year.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Do you want a retread? Do you want a guy that's been in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't care if he's the right guy. Like, I don't get excited about Mike McCarthy because all the games I've watched Mike McCarthy stand over on the side and just sort of look like a bump on a log. He doesn't excite me, but maybe he's a fantastic leader. I just don't know. Like, I can't tell you that. John Dorsey knows, he's worked with him. I don't know that. It seems like, his offense is nothing like revolutionary, but they've always had good offense. And I know it helps when you have Aaron Rodgers, but you also got Baker Mayfield too. So you're going to be able to figure out a way to do things.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just want the best. Like I said, I want the best leader possible. I just think that's what you want as your NFL coach.
That's where I agree with you. I don't think he has to know X's and O's. I don't think he has to know.
He has to know them.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we need a guy that has to call plays.
Right.
I think you need someone that can come in, talk to the media, motivate the players, get players to come here in free agency, be able to talk to the front office about evaluations. Like, hey, I don't think this dude is good. Let's not sign this dude. Let's replace this person. They can work with the front office.
You have to know
to move forward.
Yeah. They have to know, be able to evaluate. You have to know what you want as a player, right? This is what we're going to do on offense. This is the style of player I need, or this is the kind of guy we need to take the next leap forward for this defense. We need a guy that does, rushes the passer real well. You have to find that for me, Mr. Dorsey, or whatever. That's why even if they go and get like a guy like the special teams coordinator from Kansas City, Taub, that's fine. Like, if that's he can come in and he can run the special teams, you can get two coordinators, and if he's just the best damn leader out there, people are going to want to come work with him. And if he's a bright mind, just because he runs special teams doesn't mean that he's not good enough for your football team. It's important. It's a vital part of your team that we almost underrate. And then he doesn't have to sit there and worry about evaluating players and doing everything that a head coach does, and then at the same time trying to work out offensive plays and that kind of stuff. You have somebody that's working through the game plan. It's a little easier to do that with the special teams than it is for the offensive defensive guy.
Right. So we saw what Hugh
John Harbaugh does that.
Yeah, that's what, like, with Hugh, it was like he's trying to call offensive plays. he's trying to, he's the head coach, so he has to work with the defensive coordinator to make up a game plan. But at the same time, he's got to spend all his time on the offensive game plan. What I want is someone that can come in and go, you're doing this, delegate. I will go talk to the media. I will take care of John Dorsey. I will take care of Jimmy Haslam. You guys don't worry about shit. All I want is the best work that you two can do with your assistant coaches. And then on Thursday or Friday, you come to me. This is what we're doing. This is what the team that we're facing does. And let's go win the fucking game.
Yeah. I get you. But if you bring in Lincoln Riley, if you bring in Lincoln Riley, you're not going to go, hey, don't call plays. You know what I'm saying? So because that's what he does best. So there is that. Like, it doesn't bother me that they do that, but I'm saying that can also be the thing. Like if Taub is that good of a leader and whatnot, he doesn't have to come in and run offense or defense. That might be even a little bit more of an advantage in what, on your point there. Could be. Yeah. I don't know. But then again, I'm not going to take the playbook out of Lincoln Riley's hands and say, well, let's give it to Freddie Kitchens. He's not going to stand for that.
Right. That's his baby. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true. I don't know. It's going to be. You've got to imagine that the Browns are on the short leash here with a decision. You don't want to wait until.
No, I don't think.
You probably want to interview people that are in the playoffs right now. If McDaniels is an option in New England, which I think is terrible, but if he's an option, that fucker's still in the playoffs, so you're not going to talk to him for another month.
I mean, again, like, I know everybody hates him because he kind of turned down the Colts job, but I mean, and he's probably not coming here. He has the same agent, or Dorsey has the same agent as what the GM from the Colts have. So that would kind of be, they're probably not going to work with what's his name again? What's his name? The coach that you're talking about.
McDaniels.
Sorry. I don't know why his name was slipping my mind, but yeah, so they probably won't want to work with McDaniels like that. But you're telling me like Josh McDaniels is a bad choice? Like, what would make him a bad candidate?
It's he's worked with
Bill Belichick for a long time. This would be his second time head coaching, so which means he could have learned a lot from the very first opportunity he had in Denver, which didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
Same thing sort of happened with Belichick. Come to Cleveland, doesn't work out. You go back to New England and you learn from all the mistakes that you made while you were in Cleveland. Sometimes I'm just saying this thing can go any different way.
I don't know.
I know a lot of people don't like McDaniels, but at the same time, like, the guy has to be a really smart offensive mind. Otherwise, Bill Belichick's just not going to keep him on his staff year after year.
Okay, good point.
Go somewhere else. Bill Belichick offers him to come back with open arms every single time because obviously he does something well.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's not a dumb coach. There's got to be something there going on with Josh McDaniels that makes him a good coaching candidate.
Okay, yeah. No, you might be right.
Link is not there. There seems to be a bad link with Dorsey having the agent that I can't think of the GM for Colts. Pete was talking about it the one day. I can't remember how the whole thing goes, but there's something that blows that whole thing up out of the water where it's just not going to work. Bad relationships.
Oh, yeah. I just when like if it's time to we hire someone and then we're going to go do a podcast and then it's like, oh, Josh McDaniels is the next coach of the Cleveland Browns. I don't feel like I'm going to be excited about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I kind of want to be excited about a name.
I don't know. Like I said, we just don't know until the guy gets in here and we really get to see the guy go to work and see how they're going to react to a lot of things. We're not going to know. Like whoever gets hired, I'll just be like ho hum for the most part. I don't think I'm going to get real excited about anybody. Yeah, like until I see. Like you got to come in and you kind of got to prove it at this point. let's see what you have to offer before I get too excited about anybody being hired. We know there's a good team here. We know that there's a path forward where we should be in the playoffs next year. And as long as guys stay healthy, which is always the X factor, and you have opportunity to win the championship. So you should be able to get the best coaching candidate out there. It seems pretty simple.
Ben Albright on Twitter. I think he said he did an informal poll of executives, and whatever he said, that Cleveland was one of the most. I think the Jets even too was like, because they have young quarterbacks, you know. But Cleveland was one of the most like desirable jobs. Without having the tweet up in front of me, it's kind of stupid to talk about. But he posted it, and he's sort of like,
if I was in that position, I would be thinking Cleveland for sure.
Yeah.
Not Arizona, even though they have a young quarterback, they got a lot of old players and not much money to spend. That's a complete opposite of what the Browns are. Young players, tons of money, and a young quarterback and a sacking machine, 13.5 sacks. We didn't talk about Myles Garrett.
Yeah. What is he, one short of the Browns record? I think he needed 2 to tie or something.
He broke the record of how much I love him, most love for a defensive end, Browns defensive end that I've ever known.
Yeah.
Love you, Miles.
We can probably we can probably wrap this up. I don't want to go through Twitter right now to see what's going on. Browns 7-8-1. That is the season wrap. Lose today 26-24, but a pretty good showing. Final thoughts on the season, and then we'll get out of here.
It was a lot of fun. It was everything I had hoped for, but not. We just missed. We just fell a little short. But I'm completely happy with the how far they've come, especially from where we started at, like where we started the season, and how terrible the offensive looked, and how far that they were able to turn it around. How many of these wide receivers kind of came out of the blue and started producing. We didn't expect. I mean, Perryman, Robinson doing things, Callaway doing things, Higgins having a nice season. Like, there's a lot of things to be excited about going forward. And we have 6. We got 6 standing behind the center, throwing, slinging passes for the next 15 years.
Yeah. Mayfield's the most important part of this whole equation. And, you want to do all this stuff while he's getting paid no money. So it's going to be a big offseason for the Browns. Because you also have Garrett over there that is going to get a fat fucking contract pretty soon. So you're putting a lot of weight on Dorsey, Highsmith, the other kid, Wolf,
Elliott.
Yeah, to bring something together. Here's a basically a 500 ball club that could win this division going forward fairly easily. I mean, it's gonna be fun going forward. I'm looking forward to the offseason. We talked about
it. When Sashi started building this team, it wasn't for a 1 or 2 year window. It was for building it for the long haul, and that's the way it's set up. It's set up for success for a long time. I mean, you got to keep this thing going, but that's the way. You got to keep, filling in the holes every single year. But it's built. The foundation is set with a lot of young talent that's going to be around for a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty super excited.
It's a dynasty in the making, my friend.
Sashi died for the sins, all that, right?
That's right. Thank you, Sashi.
That shit that we went through. Oh God, here we are, 7-8-1. It just would have been so awesome.
Sashi got fired for Hugh.
Yeah, that's what's fucking crazy.
For Hugh.
That's ridiculous. I mean, the people that make personnel decisions are still here.
Yeah,
Dee Podesta and Andrew Barry. They're still in the fucking front office. Sashi wasn't making those decisions of who we take here and there.
Sacrificial lamb.
People are so fucking stupid about it. It's like, dude, the same people that were picking players when Sashi was here are picking players today, you fucking idiots.
When John Dorsey gets Executive of the Year and he does his speech, and at the end, it will mean so much to me if just at the end he goes, and by the way, thank you, Sashi.
When he's going to hashtag it. All right, bitches. 17 weeks is up. So we'll be back next year. Thanks for listening. We're not doing any shows for the next 8 months because I'm tired of football.
Not me. I've been watching tape recently, so I'm all ready to get into the college prospects. I'm getting excited.
Do we have to do draft and free agency and all that?
Yeah, I love it.
Are you telling me we got a show to do this week?
Yes. Yeah, we got the end of the year show.
Oh yeah, I already wrote it up, by the way. Ready to go.
All right, I got to roll. I can hear the little guy in there screaming.
Year in Review show is next. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Twitter at STS Podcasts, Patreon at STS Podcasts, Twitch.tv/STS Podcasts, everything STS Podcasts. Thank you so much for your support over 2018. Happy New Year, you motherfuckers. Anything else, Gregory?
That is all.
Hashtag Road to Redemption. Tell them what we say.
Keep on surviving.